Hello everyone, welcome to the 14th episode of Legofan 65's Childhood Inn. This video was requested by Ben and Thomas 31. Shout out to him. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. And what did he request? Well, you've seen me complain about it earlier, but then I changed my mind about it. He requested for me to talk about Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Yay! Alright, hey, not just the DVD this time, the VHS as well. Just like Thomas Gets Tricked. Yay! Alright, let's talk about where did I first see this release and how did I get it?
Okay, so, when did I first see Thomas's Snowy Surprise? Well, I'm either 3 or 4 years old. Some of my family comes over, my paternal side of the family specifically, and my aunt gave me 2 Thomas DVDs. One was Salty Secret, and the other is Thomas's Snowy Surprise. And I am excited. I didn't know these releases existed, and I am over the moon excited to watch both of them. And I remember going to Salty Secret first before Thomas's Snowy Surprise. And, oh boy. When I watched Thomas's Snowy Surprise, it reminded me of Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, the very first Thomas release that I ever got. I kind of want to cover that release soon, but I have to wait till Christmas. But anyway, yeah, Thomas's Snowy Surprise, wasn't big on it because I had Thomas's Christmas Wonderland and Ultimate Christmas already. But yeah, overall, it was a meh release. So before I get into the recommend section, I'll probably give it a 5 out of 10. Now for the VHS release, it's also from my paternal family. My grandmother, the one that gave me Thomas Breaks the Rules and Starting This Fall on PBS, that's the one who gave me the VHS tape that was broken and it didn't have a cover.
Alright, I absolutely love the front cover on this release. Just look at that. It's a very nostalgic cover. Love that photo of Thomas right there from the episode Snow. I'm assuming that's what it's from. There's Percy from Jack Frost. I love the snow over it. I like the gray color all over the Photoshop. It looks amazing. I love this thing to pieces. Very nostalgic fondness for it. On the back, Thomas covered in snow. There's Thomas Snowy Surprise, Anchor Bay. This is an original print. And, yeah, and there's the back cover. I don't know how that dent got there, but it got there somehow. I think my aunt got this from a Goodwill. So, yeah, and so there's the episodes right there. There's the bonus features, and look at that. I just love this cover so much. And then, like, here's a disc. Just amazing. Now, I don't know if you saw earlier, but the tape of this thing, this tape has been completely destroyed. Like, last time I put it in that VCR, it doesn't work at all. This thing is completely destroyed. So, yeah. Alright, let's talk about the content on here.
Okay, this release contains 1 episode from Season 1, 1 episode from Season 2, 1 episode from Season 5, and 3 episodes from Season 6. And they are It's Only Snow, Jack Frost, Toby Had a Little Lamb, Snow, Thomas's Christmas Party, and Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. Okay, now I'm going to change Childhood Inn a little bit by making the episodes longer. I am going to rank all 6 of these episodes, starting right now. Okay, before I start rambling about Jack Frost, what do I think of Season 6 as a whole? I think it's a pretty decent season. It's not in my top 5. It'd probably be in 6th place out of the first 7 seasons. But, yeah, it's a decent season. It does have its duds, such as Middle Engine and Buffer Bother. Yeah, you know, those episodes that no one likes, really. But I used to like those episodes as a kid, but now I realize the flaws that they have. So why is Jack Frost at the end of the list? Well, after Thomas the Magic Railroad, Hit Entertainment bought the rights to Thomas, and basically, they made all the engines act childish, especially Thomas, Percy, and James. And in this episode, Percy believes in Jack Frost, and later in the episode, James teases him about it, and later that night in that episode, when Percy gets all covered in ice, James sees Percy all covered in ice, and he thinks it's Jack Frost, and causes him to run away. That's pretty childish, don't you think? If there's one thing I did like about it, it would have to be Elizabeth's idea, because that gave me a chuckle every time I watched the episode as a child. In 5th place is Toby Had a Little Lamb. Don't get me wrong, this episode was great, and I think this was the first Season 6 episode that I watched hearing Michael Brandon's narration. If you didn't know, Michael Brandon narrated 6 episodes from season 6. I'm not lying to you. One problem I have with this episode is that the description on the back cover of this release, it says, "Watch if Duck is able to get to the Farmer McColl's lambs in time to save them from being trapped in the snow." Duck, I'm very disappointed in you. How dare you try to steal Toby's credit? Another problem with it was at the end when Toby used Henrietta to give the lambs shelter, he was freezing to death out there. So was Henrietta. I feel bad for them, but hey, they're doing something nice for the lambs, and I give them credit for that. But other than that, this episode's pretty decent. In 4th place, we have It's Only Snow. Now we're talking, now we're getting uphill. I believe this is the most nostalgic episode of season 6 for me. I remember being fond of Thomas refusing to wear a snowplow, even though he was told to do so, which is what he would regularly do. And then he was brave enough to get to that village without his snowplow after it got destroyed, along with Toby, who's following him. This basically succeeds Thomas's Christmas party, because, you know, in that episode, Thomas and Toby have to get to Mrs. Kindly's cottage to rescue her. And this episode's basically a sequel to it. So, yeah, really great episode. And speaking of Thomas's Christmas party, in 3rd place is Thomas's Christmas Party, the last episode of season 1. Once again, I prefer Ringo Starr's narration for season 1 over George Carlin because he was the first narrator of the show. I've probably said this in numerous childhood episodes before this one, but I'm going to say it again. We have the episode now that's basically leads up to the events of It's Only Snow. And oh my gosh, very nostalgic episode. I'm going to make a brutal confession to you right now. I prefer Thomas's Christmas Wonderland over this release because I got that release first. That was the very first Thomas release I ever got. Seriously. The reason I prefer that release over Thomas's Snowy Surprise was because that release introduced me to Thomas's Christmas Party. And Thomas's Christmas Party, probably my second favorite episode of season 1 behind Thomas and Brady's Great Race. So, really great episode. Now for 1st and 2nd place, I'm not sure which one I like better, but the tie is Snow and Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. Let's talk about Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. This will be quick. Again, season 2, my favorite season. Enough said. Now Snow. Snow, the most nostalgic Thomas episode of all time, in my opinion. Because, as I said before, Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, the very first Thomas release I ever got. And this release got me straight up, right up into Thomas and Friends. This episode introduced me to my favorite narrator, Alec Baldwin. I know I might get some hate for this, but I really don't care. But, yeah, this episode is amazing. Definitely go watch it now. After that, we have the song Thomas's Winter Wonderland. And oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to this song as a kid. Alright, so at the end of the day, would I recommend Thomas's Snowy Surprise? Depends on what you have, really. If you have something like Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, or especially Ultimate Christmas, you don't really need it unless you're a completionist. And then, if you're a completionist, yes, pick it up. Doesn't matter what content's on it. Alright, so that's the recommend section of Thomas's Snowy Surprise. And this officially wraps up the 14th episode of Legofan 65's Childhood Inn. Our next review is going to be on... Oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It is going to be on Monsters, Inc. Get prepped for this review, and until next time, see ya!